An old woman gifted the poor man a golden goat and warned him never to kill it. You may keep the goat, but if you ever kill it, your soul will scatter like ash in the wind. Before Zuberi could ask what she meant, the old woman vanished, as if swallowed by the smoke of the fire beside them. He stood frozen, arms trembling, as he clutched the warm, glowing goat against his chest. Its golden horns pulsed faintly in the twilight, like embers that refused to die. Zuberi had seen many things in his short life: hunger, shame, silence, but never magic. Magic was the stuff of tales told under oil lamps by grandmothers, whose teeth were few, but whose words were sharp. Zuberi's life had never been soft. Born to a disgraced yam farmer in the sun-baked village of Oluma, he grew up with dust in his belly and debt on his name. While other boys chased girls and goats with laughter, Zuberi trudged barefoot behind a rusted hoe, planting seeds that rarely rose from the ground. The village called him the boy with no fortune. Some said he was cursed like his father, a man who once borrowed from spirits and never paid them back. But on that quiet morning, deep in the forest, with the golden goat's heart beating fast against his own, Zuberi felt, for the first time, that fate had paused. Something was shifting. Yet behind that flicker of hope, the old woman's warning still echoed: never kill it, never. The forest had grown quieter. Zuberi stepped off the usual path, machete in hand, heart heavier than his basket. He needed firewood, not adventure, but something pulled him deeper. The trees thickened, the air changed. Then he saw it. A small goat caught in a wire snare. Its horns shimmered gold, pulsing gently like trapped starlight. Blood trickled from its leg, but it glittered, not red, but golden. Zuberi froze. The goat met his gaze, calm and still. He dropped to his knees. "Easy now," he whispered. As he reached for the snare, a voice rang out from behind the trees. "Do you know what you're touching?" He spun around. An old woman emerged. Robes patterned like sunlit earth, skin folded with time, eyes full of storms. "You've chosen," she said. With one motion, she sprinkled glowing herbs over the wound. It healed instantly. "You may keep it," she said. "But listen, if you kill this goat, your soul will scatter like ash in the wind." Zuberi blinked. "Wait, what does that mean?" But she was gone. Only the goat remained, nuzzling his side like it belonged to him all along. And somehow, he knew it did. The villagers stared. Zuberi returned from the forest, barefoot, dusty, carrying a goat with golden horns. Children pointed, women whispered, even Chief Kofi's wives peered from behind their beaded curtains. He said nothing. At home, Mama Duni was too weak to sit up. Zuberi placed the goat beside her and boiled water for tea. As he stirred, he noticed something strange. Where the goat had stepped, little flecks of gold shimmered in the dust. He rubbed his eyes. The next morning, he found glittering nuggets beneath the goat's sleeping mat. At first, he thought it was a trick. But when he used one to buy cassava, the trader's eyes nearly popped from her head. Word spread like wildfire. The goat of gold had chosen Zuberi. He was no longer the boy who planted in dust. Now they called him Zuberi the Blessed. Mamaduni recovered within days. The goat nuzzled her often. Her cough faded. Her strength returned. She even laughed again. With each passing day, more gold appeared. Zuberi rebuilt the hut, bought shoes. People bowed when he passed, but the old woman's words echoed louder with each coin he held. "If you kill it, your soul will scatter like ash." Chief Kofi had ruled Oluma for 15 years, his throne carved from the wood of a sacred iroko, his voice the law. No man challenged him until Zuberi's golden goat began dropping miracles in the dust. The chief watched from his high compound as villagers flocked to Zuberi's small hut. They came with gifts, seeking blessings, asking to touch the goat. Some even called Zuberi chosen. It gnawed at Kofi's pride like termites in old wood. "Who is this barefoot boy?" he hissed to his guards, "who sits in rags and dares to shine brighter than a chief?" He summoned Zuberi. The boy arrived humbly, goat at his side. Kofi forced a smile. Zuberi, fortune favors you, but wealth belongs to the village. You must pay tribute or risk being seen as greedy. Zuberi bowed, offering 3 gold nuggets, but it wasn't enough. That night, Kofi visited the Shrine of Bones. The oracle's eyes rolled white as cowrie shells. If he sacrifices the goat, she whispered, rain will come, and the boy's favor will fade. The drought had stretched too long. Kofi grinned. All he had to do was make the village believe the goat must die. The sun refused to move. Day after day, it hung above Oluma like a curse. Crops shriveled, wells dried, goats collapsed in the shade. But Zuberi's yard remained green, a small miracle. The golden goat grazed there, untouched by thirst. Whispers spread like wildfire. The goat is hoarding the rain, they said. Its magic feeds only him. Zuberi tried to share. He gave food, water, coins, but fear always drinks deeper than kindness. Chief Kofi seized the moment. At the next gathering, he stood in the village square, voice smooth as palm oil. The ancestors demand balance, a sacrifice. The golden goat is not a blessing. It is a test. If we offer it, rain will return. The crowd murmured, torn. Zuberi stepped forward. The old woman warned me. If I harm it, I'll lose more than gold. This goat saved my mother's life. But hunger deafened them. Mothers held crying children. Farmers clutched cracked soil. Then Nia stepped from the crowd. Her eyes met his. Zuberi, we are dying. If there's a chance this goat holds the rain, can we ignore it? Zuberi said nothing, but that night he sat beside the glowing creature and wept. Because doubt had finally entered his heart. Zuberi didn't sleep that night. He sat by the fire. The golden goat curled beside him like a sleeping child. Its breath was warm, gentle, trusting. But the villagers' voices rang louder than silence, babies crying, stomachs rumbling, prayers echoing in cracked voices. Even Mama Duni had stopped speaking. Her strength was fading again. By morning, a crowd gathered outside his hut, not with gifts, but with torches. Chief Kofi stood at their front. It's time. Zuberi held the goat tightly. There must be another way. Naya stepped forward. Zuberi, this isn't about you anymore. We're starving. Her voice broke him. That night, with shaking hands, he led the goat into the forest. It followed him willingly, blinking up at him with gold-flecked eyes. By the riverbed, under the ghost of a moon, Zuberi raised his father's rusted machete. I'm sorry, he whispered. The goat didn't run. It only lowered its head, as if it understood. The blade fell. The moment it did, wind screamed through the trees. The sky darkened unnaturally. Zuberi buried the golden horns in a shallow pit, covered them with ash and soil. He walked home in silence. But the silence was not peace. It was the beginning of a curse. Rain came that night, but it wasn't a blessing. It fell black, thick as oil, heavy as sorrow. It soaked the soil, but fed nothing. Crops dissolved into mush. Chickens choked. The village well bubbled with insects. Zuberi stood in the storm, face to the sky, hoping, praying, but the sky offered only rot. By morning, the village reeked of decay. Flies clung to sleeping children. The leaves on Oluma's sacred baobab curled and dropped like dying fingers. Then Mama Duni's cough returned. By nightfall, she was gone. Mouth open, eyes peaceful, like someone dreaming of rain that never came. Zuberi buried her behind their hut, no gold left to offer, only guilt. The villagers turned quickly. You promised us rain, they shouted at Chief Kofi. You said the goat was the key. But Kofi's tongue turned slippery. Zuberi killed it. Ask him what he unleashed. Naya vanished the next morning. Some said she left for the mountains. Others said she wandered into the forest, calling the goat's name. Zuberi was alone now. The gold was gone. The blessings shattered. He returned to the fire where he first met the old woman. Ash still covered the earth. And somewhere beneath it, Horns waited. For 7 days, Zuberi fasted in silence as the old woman instructed. He slept beneath trees. He drank only from a cracked gourd. He spoke to no one, not even the wind. On the 8th night, lightning split the sky, and Zuberi stood in the clearing once more. The horns had vanished, but from the edge of the forest a shape emerged, small, golden, and trembling, a newborn goat. Its horns shimmered, not with power, but with peace. Zuberi wept. This time, he didn't touch it, he bowed instead. "Be free," he whispered. The goat turned, disappeared into the trees. Zuberi walked back to Olama, not as a man with gold, but as a man with truth. He built wells, planted trees, helped bury the sick and feed the weak. Nia returned months later, her arms full of mountain herbs, her eyes no longer afraid. The rains came, not as a miracle, but as a season. Zuberi was no longer worshipped. He was something better. He was trusted. If this story stirred something in you, don't let it fade like a forgotten dream. Like if you believe mercy is power, share it with someone who needs to remember that even the broken can rise. Follow for more untold legends, stories the elders kept to themselves. And listen closely, the forest still whispers.